No, you're fine.
All right, so I'm Jesse. I am the host of Military Dungeon, and I'm 1/1 millionth of Absolute Tabletop. You should definitely go over and check them out. They're doing their latest supplement, Be a Better Weapons Master, in book 17. It's awesome. Comes with a whole great new list of all sorts of weapons, ranging from Oriental to even like the Russian specialties. Now, make sure you head over there and check that out.
Awesome. I'm Alex. I'm also 1 millionth of Absolute Tabletop, and I wholeheartedly support this. And I today will be playing Jack Warward, and he is a rogue halfling. And we'll just kind of see where things go for today. And I don't know if you want to shout out your character.
Yeah, I'm going to be playing Emma Tallis. I'm also going to be DMing. It's always an awkward time to DM and play at the same time. But
It'll be awesome.
this is mostly just going over improv because I have about one paragraph of notes, and that's like 4 lines. So this is just all just going to be improv, and it's mostly just to work on that because the most ridiculous random shit can happen, and I love it. So let's go into it. You give us a quick recap. It was only like an hour before, but yeah.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't watched the previous session, what's happened is Jack was making his way towards a tavern where he heard some people yelling, and it was actually his friend Emma, who was having a fight with some guys that we've had some trouble with before. One of them specifically, I would remember her name, but apparently I didn't save it when I saved my character sheet. So.
Yeah, there was this kind of noble that never seems to get his hands dirty, but he's always around. He always has the same cronies kind of working for him. Not the smartest noble, but he knows to not get his own hands dirty. His name is Urban Evershine.
Yeah, Urban Evershine. Yeah, and as we moved towards the bar, he had 2 goons with him, and Emma was claiming that they actually took some of her equipment for her store that she worked out of. And they started to throw hands, and Jack moved in and helped out with the fight, was able to knock out one of them, and the other 2 ended up moving away, getting out of the bar. And the bar lady called the guards and had them come over while we were cleaning things up. Jack proceeded to kind of just pay off this bar lady, and hopefully she basically won't, I don't know, give the guards their names or anything like that. And we dragged this guy that we knocked out outside the bar, and we were able to find a note on him that had some information about where supposedly there's a meeting happening. And so we will figure that out. But we moved out from there back to Emma's place, and we cleaned things up, had some food, and decided that we would follow this note. And it was meeting between 2 streets in like a big square, I believe. And that's where we kind of left off.
All right. From our good enough stealth checks from last time, we lay kind of hiding behind some barrels, maybe a few bushes, just kind of, I would say, maybe across the street. And as they lay, Emma and Jack lay hidden there, a few guards happened to walk by. They didn't notice them at first, but luckily them remaining hidden didn't alert to their presence. It's never good to be hiding in the middle of the night in a city. Now, after those guards had walked by, a light was lit in the window.
It was a window of a bank, if I remember correctly.
Yes, it was like a bank, kind of like a vault, a building that holds coin and perhaps other wares. There was a so the light turned. Somebody had lit a candle, and kind of left it, the light showing through the curtains that were there, and you could see a couple of figures. Jack and Emma could see. That's gonna be their name now. Their joint name is Gemma.
Gemma.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. I could see a couple figures moving on the other side, and then a loud noise, a commotion. You could see crashing. You could hear the faint sounds of crashing from inside the building. The door to the front of it, one of the 2 doors, opens up. A man comes tumbling down the steps and lay unconscious at the bottom, or at least not moving. They
Yeah.
could hear the voices of a few men from inside. They move back inside. One of them standing at the doorway, though, pointing down towards the man that they just shoved out. They go back inside again.
I would look over at Emma. Wow, very well. You know what? This is probably what we're looking for. I would say.
Did you see that man fall down? I think that was the watcher. Somebody keeps, an eye on the place at night.
I agree. I agree. Should we move forward?
If we do, let's be careful. Okay, go ahead and how should we do this? What would be the appropriate roll? Do we need to roll?
Oh, are you thinking like DC wise? Or what are you saying? I would think just stealth across if that's what you're saying.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that. I've already got the DC. Go ahead and roll stealth.
Okay.
There's one figure kind of, his back has been turned to us. And, because his back has been turned. All right.
Modified 27.
Awesome. Yeah. You got a 17. Modified.
Okay.
They both, Jack and Emma, both move silently across, leaving their cover as they near the bottom of the steps, perhaps 10, 15 feet away from this unconscious man at the bottom. You can see that he's an older man. He's got a graying beard and a balding on top. We hear a noise again from inside. You hear muffled voices. The guy standing at the doorway moves down, and doesn't see us as he goes down to the steps and starts running down off into the street. As soon as he ends up leaving the building, though, and you could hear the dinging of a bell from inside. Some type of magical ward has gone off. Ding, 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 ding.
Damn. Yeah, I would just move my way up to the door and just either maybe there's a window nearby or I can peek through that door and just see what we're looking at inside this place.
As you move forward to peek out, 3 more figures come running out of the door. One of them is holding what seems to be some type of rug, or maybe something that's been wrapped up in a rug or something, and they come running out of there and start tearing off down the street. Emma looks at you. If those are Erdmann's men, I'd like to follow them. I want to know where the hell my shit's at.
Okay, let's move behind him, I guess. Should we stick to the side streets or should we get up on the roofs or what are you thinking?
I think we should definitely split up just in case.
Okay, alright. I'll take the right side and try and maybe even cut them off a little bit.
Okay.
Get close.
We both take off down the road. As we are running down, we see these 4 figures. 2 of them seem to be about human height, while 2 of them seem to be halfling height. Dart into an alley to the left as they're heading down further into the docks area, docks district. All right, let's go ahead. As they continue, as they dart in, we start to see coming our way torches, perhaps guardsmen running towards us. Let's go ahead and roll athletics, see if we can outpace them or catch up to these others. And I will roll athletics for them.
Jesse. Okay, you ready? Nat 20,
nat
baby.
20s, man.
Yeah.
Nat 20s. Nice.
Dude, all the time, all day, every day.
All
bro.
day, every
And them
day.
nat 20s.
Should I do my thing here? Okay. Okay. We managed to keep pace with them and... Awesome. Outpace the guards. You take off ahead of Emma as you are just running. Starting to kind of catch up to them. You can see them as they turn again, and you had to turn after. Emma catching up just few feet behind you.
Awesome.
I would like to do, because we're being so noisy. What would you think that would be? A bunch of people running down in an area. What kind of perception would you have to roll to notice that?
I feel like it would be like DC 10.
Okay, I know, right?
To like even just see that. Just people clambering.
The torchlight doesn't stop behind us as it continues. Still, the light might be flickering a little farther away than it was previously as they were running towards us.
Yeah.
And we then, as we dart through, the thieves who have just taken something from this bank have dart through another alley. One of them just pulls down a bunch of kind of crates and throws them in the way. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics, please.
Modified 12. So just flat 12 because I have 0 to...
DC was 11 on that one.
Wait, did you say acrobatics?
Yeah.
Or athletics?
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics? Oh, okay. Never mind. I have +5 to that. So just 17, I guess. Oh, good.
Nice. Yeah. So on all my DC checks, I'm just rolling a. One sec. I'm just rolling a 10 plus a D6 most of the time.
Okay. Fair enough. All right.
All right. As they continue running, you manage to just jump over these obstacles. Emma, right behind you, just it doesn't even phase us as we continue running after them.
The halfling nimbleness, though.
Yeah. What would you, as you continue running, is there anything you'd like to try to do?
How far away would you say these guys are ahead of me?
I would
And
say
Emma?
they're probably about somewhere between, let's say around 60 feet.
Okay. Just because the people behind us, I feel like I would do something to lead them the wrong way. And so, I don't know if I could... I'm thinking maybe I could like throw and light a flask of oil or something like that just to like light up an alleyway I'm running by. Just so they like see light from there and maybe turn that way and have to deal with that instead of dealing with us. So basically I would use it as like a distraction. Maybe I'd have to like do like a deception on that as well. I don't know. But I don't know how you want to play that.
Go ahead and if that's something you'd like to do, go ahead and give me a deception with advantage, please. As you throw light a vial of kind of like how would you do that? I think you need to like.
Yeah, so I'm picturing since I have this tinderbox, I'm picturing that being like a piece of flint that I would just pull out of my bag and I would strike it against maybe like the scabbard of my blade or my blade while I'm holding this vial down next to it. So as I'm trying to like move, I would slow down my pace, strike this against it, light the vial, and just immediately throw it because obviously it's going to light on fire. That's how I'm picturing it.
All right, you do so, and go ahead and give me that deception with advantage.
Oh boy, where's both my hands in the screen? Fucking another nat 20. That ass, dude.
Your rolls are god status, dude. Don't
Fucking
ever have
nat
you
20,
as the
baby.
dungeon master, otherwise we'll all die.
True.
All right, cool, awesome.
Okay, all right. I'm cheating. TBH, guys, cheating over here. I'll take your entire stock.
You light this fire, and it actually starts to catch on. It catches some of the crates and things. Maybe some of the wood from maybe a pathway that was doesn't have quite enough dirt to be level, so they used wood. It just catches that on fire, and perhaps start to looking at a building or something. And you hear the shouts from the guardsmen behind us as you hear maybe voices calling for water. We need to get some water over here. We got a fire.
For sure.
Emma would have caught up to you as you would slow down to do this, and she says, as you throw it, good idea. see if we can't catch up to them. And let's do another comparing athletics check, please.
Yeah, another athletics.
Okay.
Okay. That's a modified 19, meaning not modified at all.
Awesome. As you continue to run, Emma, still just a little bit slower than you, starts to fall a little bit more behind. And as you continue to run, maybe jumping over a couple little ledges, going down, well, not the pursuers, the thieves, kind of drop down over like a building as maybe the elevation kind of changes a little bit, and they start, they change their direction again, continue running. As you go over the edge, go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Feel like I'm gonna get some retribution right here. Okay. Nat 1, but I do have that halfling boy.
Okay.
That halfling lucky.
Yeah, go ahead and reroll.
Okay, there's an 18. All right, I'll take it.
Awesome. Okay. A dart comes flying past you as you just happen to almost like slip, and this slipping saved you. And as this dart just finds its mark on a wall of a building, as you kind of clamber down and pursue.
Awesome. Yeah.
As Emma comes up behind, she's make sure she can. Yeah, she's going to grab that dart in the wall, and she's going to give it a good yank, and she continues to. She starts running. She kind of just gives a cursory glance to see if she might be able to gain any knowledge from whose dart this might belong to, when it made it, anything about that. And as she's running, she doesn't really notice anything about it. She just kind of puts it into a quick little belt pouch and just continues to run after you as she slides down to this front of this house. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's give me one more. Alex, go ahead and roll me a d6, please.
A d6?
Yep.
Okay. 6.
Okay, give me a d20s. Athletics check, please. Last one.
Athletics? Okay. Oh, yeah, 6.
Okay. Yeah. I did not get enough. I did not get enough to beat a 16.
Yo.
13. So as we continue running, they kind of dart off into a path, and they almost seem to split 2 to 2. And as we come up to figure out where they went, we look one way and maybe catch a glimpse, but then look the other, and then look back, and we don't see anything. But we know we're here near the edge of the water. They have to be around here somewhere.
Near here. Yeah.
And they split. Perhaps they regroup a little bit further down, a little bit to one side.
I would point one way that one of them went and say, I'm going to go that way. I'll go this way. And I would start taking off down an alleyway that she didn't go.
She would nod at you, and she would say, if you can find out where they're hiding it, it'd be best to attack together.
I agree. And I would take off down this alleyway. Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and give me a stealth and a investigation.
Stealth and investigation.
Stealth.
Got my 2d20s, baby.
Investigation. Okay.
What is it? Oh yeah. Okay. A 15 to I think you said acrobatics,
Stealth,
or did you say, or
stealth and investigation.
Then, yeah, and then a 3 to my investigation.
You don't make a noise as you kind of hurriedly walk down the side of these docks. The air around you is cool with the slight breeze. You know that the river has been lower lately by some unknown reason. And you look around and you notice there's a good little drop, perhaps about 10 feet or so. Just reminding yourself to watch your footing, as the water is shallow. Even with the night out, with a half moon, it is still somewhat shallow.
Sure. And as I quietly move toward this dock, do I hear I'm assuming I would probably hear Emma, but I don't know.
You would actually hear a couple rats would scurry by you into a nearby, like a hole into a warehouse or something, and that would be all that you kind of see as you're looking around. Um, as you continue to walk forward, you feel a hand on the back of your shoulder. I'd like you to give me an opposing uh, strength or dexterity check.
Okay.
Or I guess would that be a save or a check? It's a grapple. It's a check, right?
Oh yeah, that would be a check.
Yeah.
All right.
DC 15.
17.
Okay, you managed to get out, rid yourself of this person's grasp just before a dagger comes to where you just were.
Okay.
As you move out of the way, you hear a voice say, like a familiar voice. Somehow, this scum, it escaped during the night at the guard's place and is here right now. It's B. Break Barrel.
Oh. Yep.
That was supposed to be for hitting me in the back of the head with a goddamn crowbar.
Yeah, and as I like take a step back after avoiding this knife, I would look at his head and say, "I see you have a nice egg on there."
You bloody dirt dog. Come back here, I'll give you a taste of my blade. What are you even doing out here after us? And actually, that would be the other guy. This human would kind of like put a hand on him and say, what are you even doing out here after us?
For sure. Should we roll for initiative then? Or
Almost.
no, you're fine.
You can see that the brick barrel here is just ready to go at you, and the only thing stopping him is the words of this other person standing next to him.
And yeah, as he says this, I would just take another step back and say, "Well, you stole my carpet."
Your carpet. This doesn't belong to anyone. This thing is older than, and he would the bee break would just get a slap in the head by this man standing next to him. Enough. And he goes, oh, fuck. He's heard too much. And then he would raise his blade in the air and start doing this, kind of like back and forth.
His blade or like a torch?
His blade just in the moonlight, just standing there.
Interesting.
Yes, as he's doing so, go ahead and give me a perception check, please.
Perception. All right. By the way, you're having, maybe it's my side, but I think one of us is having a Provokers episode 1 moment. A little bit of lag, a little bit of a robot-y voice from you.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Quality.
Little Provokers
Pulling a Durgan
session
here.
1 with Tim. Yeah. Okay, so you said perception.
Yes.
20.
Modify 20?
Yep.
Cool. You see kind of, as you look around, you see off to one side, in the direction that Emma and those other two had went, a figure is perched on top of a roof of one of these warehouses, perhaps about 12 feet up, and he has a bow drawn, ready to fire at you. Go ahead and give me a dexterity save with advantage, please.
All right.
Even though technically that's not how being shot with a bow works.
Right. I doubt I'll need to roll with advantage. Just because I have a modified 22, so.
Okay, that definitely works.
Yeah.
You manage to just jump out of the way as an arrow thuds into the same spot. Emma comes. You see another figure behind this person up top. It is Emma, and she is going to make an attack at this person up above. Go ahead and give me a roll initiative.
Okay. All right.
And I'm going to use that as her initiative because that makes sense. Okay. She's still going to hit. Okay, and there's two guys. And Okay, so it looks like it's going to be... Wow. Okay, that was easy. Emma. Jack. Bad guys. Specifically, halflings, then humans.
Alright, fair enough.
Cool. Emma brings her sword, slicing down at this figure as she slices at him. It just barely nicks at him, but the blood is definitely drawn as she does. What was that? 3 or 4 points? 4 points of slashing damage at this creature. Just creature, this figure, this human that's standing up on this crouched on this roof.
For sure.
As she actually, it's your turn. Well, what are you going to do? I'm gonna mark off health.
Yeah, and I think just because of B Barrel is around here, and me and him have beef before, I think I would just immediately draw my rapier and jump forward, trying to just get a good jab in his stomach.
Go for it. Take an attack roll. They're not wearing much. All these guys are looking for a 13 on AC. They just got some leather and a little bit of dex because there are some thieves.
Modified 19 to hit.
You definitely hit.
All right. Yeah. So as I just stab forward my rapier,
Give me some damage.
that is 9 total damage as I just cut into his stomach.
You actually end up killing him.
Oh damn. Okay, so I feel like he would be like maybe crouching a little bit or moving in some sort of direction. And I go forward to pierce him, just aiming for like his stomach, and it actually ends up going straight through his rib to his heart. And I would actually like pull my sword out in surprise, not going for like the kill, wasn't thinking I was gonna kill this guy. And he just slumps lifelessly to the floor. Jack is very surprised that he just killed this dude.
You do, yeah. His eyes are wide with shock as he slides to the ground. His heart stops beating, or it continues to pump all of his blood out as he dies here, and yeah, he's dead. I'm gonna say he's gonna die here in the next round or so, unless something happens. But it's
sure.
yeah. All right. Okay. The another halfling, the other halfling. We haven't spotted him yet, but Emma hears the sound of boots below her. Is a figure takes off from below where the archer was sitting, maybe 30 feet away from you, and takes off holding this object in its arms. The human man actually up next to Emma, turns around and pulls back another arrow on its bow and fires at Emma. That's a hit. Oh, man, I have rolled 1 twice now on damage die. 1 for him and one for her and 1 for him.
Is he a halfling?
What?
Because he gets that reroll on the 1.
No, he's a human up on top
was
of
a
this.
human? Okay, I could.
It's fine.
I was just trying
Besides,
to
bad guys don't get that. Come on, it's just you guys.
Yeah,
Just
okay.
the heroes.
Sorry,
All right?
my bad.
She takes 3 piercing damage here.
Yeah.
As this arrow just pierces past her gambeson and just into her kind of the right side of her chest. And she just she takes a knee as blood starts to pool out of her. The other human next to you takes a step back and reaches for his dart pouch, but then grabs one of the ones on his chest, takes it out, and throws it at you. All right. Go ahead and give me a Constitution save, please.
I'm gonna use my ability that when a creature uses an attack, I can use my reaction to cause that creature to reroll to hit.
All right. I will reroll then. Okay. First time, I got a 15. I guess
Mhm.
not 15. Oh, 15 on the die, and this time I got a 19 on the die.
So yeah, you hit no matter what. That's
Okay.
fine.
Go ahead and give me a Constitution save as you are trying to avoid this poison damage.
Yeah.
But I do
Uh,
remember you do have some poison res.
yes. So that is a modified 22.
Okay.
Just con
Yeah.
save.
Yeah, you definitely got that. It was a DC 12, I believe, is what the player's handbook said
Yeah,
about
for
that.
the. Yep.
And
Yep.
you
Yep.
were going to take, 1 second. That was the piercing. And you were going to take 3 piercing and 4 poison, so 2 poison
Mhm.
damage from this
Okay.
dart. Is it just sails into you, and then this just poison reaches into your chest. But you're able to grab it and kind of pull it out before the poison continues to seep into you.
Yeah, as I just yanked this dart out, I would cry out in pain. Ugh, this hurts a lot for me, and I would just throw that dart to the side on the ground, and I would pull up my rapier, aiming it towards the scamp.
Uh, all right, it's back to Emma. Emma is going to try to do a shove and shove this guy off the roof, as it is about a 10-12 foot drop. And she is going to make. Give me an opposing athletics check, Alex.
Opposing
No.
athletics.
Oh, God, it's not going to matter. Okay. She rolls a 2.
Modified 12,
Okay.
meaning not modified because I have athletic flat 12. Keep saying modified for no reason.
No reason? No, you're modifying everything for no reason. It's no longer natural. It's only modified.
Exactly,
This is like
dude. I'm
Diablo
just
2,
modified, brother.
right? Modified. All right. She tries to push him. She almost falls off herself as this man definitely moves out of the way. And what would he do? If somebody just tries to push you off, would you try to push them off?
I feel like he would grab onto her to pull himself up, maybe,
He
and
didn't
just
fall. He
yank her
managed to.
off. You
Uh,
know,
okay. Um.
that's kind of how I'm picturing it, but
All
do it
right.
whatever you like.
For sure. It is your turn.
All right. Yeah, as this guy in front of me just hit me with the start, and I raise my rapier to him, I jump forward, stabbing towards him, and
Give me an attack roll. I'm looking for 13 AC.
damn, I only hit to an 11. So yeah, as I jump forward with my rapier, he is able to just kind of move to the left a little bit, and my rapier just barely scrapes like whatever armor, maybe pierces his clothing that he's wearing, but it doesn't touch him.
Okay. All right. I like it. Uh, the man up top, as he looks down, as Emma's still kind of like tottering or teetering here, trying to keep herself from falling off, and he's kind of like was able to push her maybe back a couple feet or so as he gains his footing. He sees that the halfling is dead at your feet or no longer moving, and he pulls his a bow back, and I'm gonna see who is he going to attack.
I'll be 1 to 2
You'll
or
be
whatever it is.
you'll be lower. Okay.
Yeah,
That would be you then.
cool.
Cool. Is he looses an arrow, or is he pulls back and looses an arrow? As it flies at you, right as he let go, Emma kind of bumps into him as she's gathering, or trying to keep herself from falling off. As she's not the most dexterous halfling, even though she is a little dexterous. The arrow just barely misses you as it flies, and you hear it into the water of the docks beneath.
Damn.
The human in front of you is you are still standing after pulling that out and just looking him dead and trying to stab at him. He go ahead and give me an intimidation, please.
Okay.
Just because you have killed a man next to him, and I think watching your friend die and you being stabbed at by the same man after not being going down, I think that's enough for an intimidation.
Modified 20 for
Okay.
intimidation.
I'm going to do a whiz save first, and I don't think 10 beats a 20. So,
No.
he is just if not for a moment, just frightened, fearful for his life. He kind of cowers, holding up a dagger in his left hand as he had drawn darts with his right, and he moves away from you and he turns and runs.
Fair enough.
It is back to. Wait a second. I got to roll for the other halfling that was running away because I forgot to. Okay. And. Okay. Running, but not very good at hiding. Okay. All right. Emma sees that this man has loosed another arrow at this person. Herself not wanting to get close enough to herself fall off again, as she almost did. She pulls out a dagger. Actually, she does her sword out still. She kind of angles herself from up above on the roof and slices at this man, trying to either force him off by pushing him off or slicing at him. And she connects. 13 on the die, which is just enough before I add anything. So 18. She slices at him, and it doesn't actually connect. What ends up happening is that he loses his balance and falls to the ground below in a sickening crunch of his back into the ground. Some of the wood actually splinters from beneath him, his weight. Emma holds herself where the arrow's sticking out of her. She calls down to you, "Jack, are you okay?"
And I would call out, "I'm fine." And I would kind of like sheath my rapier, and I would look around for that guy who was running off with whatever item. Should I make a perception for that, or?
You can see him running away still, but you know it's probably going to take Emma a moment to climb down from here.
Okay.
He's probably about. He made a disengage, and I would say he's probably about 60 feet away at this point.
Okay.
He's basically starting to turn to go down in a different alley.
Emma, I'm going after him, as I point out in that direction, and I would just make a sprint for it, you know?
Awesome. You do so. You start to gain on him. You're about 30 feet away. Emma sees you tearing after, and she's going to make a perception to see if she can see what kind of direction. She doesn't. She looks. She's trying to see the other figure, the halfling that ran, and she doesn't see. She shakes her head and goes back to the back and starts to finds this half broken, half working ladder in the back of this warehouse and starts to climb down it, and then proceeds to start to run after you. Okay. Go ahead and give me an athletics, please. As you tear after this man.
Okay. I'm putting both my hands up.
All right.
It is a modified. What? Just a flat 17, because you said that. Oh no, you said acrobatics, right?
It's so good. You're good. 22. This man that was running away actually trips on some either debris or the change in a step on the docks area, and he eats shit. He straight up just eats shit as he falls, and as he tries to clamber back up, you make it up to him. And what would you like to do?
I would immediately draw my rapier again and like hold it to his neck as he like standing up, and I would just say, "Don't move a muscle."
He would look at you, hike just breathing, and he would comply. As and all these thieves are kind of wearing these hooded cowls, like scarves and cowls down, and Break Barrel, you recognized immediately from his voice. Also, he mentioned that you clobbered him in the head with the crowbar, so that could only really be one person.
Right.
Emma makes it up behind you, panting, kind of just out of breath. Whew. Jack, you're fast. And she sees the man that you have with the sword point.
And without turning to look at her, I would just say, "Sorry, I left you behind."
No, you're helping me out. Well, she breaks the arrow that's still in there. Drops the fletching side, the shaft. Most of it, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Who's this? Did you see what the other one went off to? What they were carrying?
No, this is the only one who I still have my eye on.
She would say, reveal yourself. The man just kind of sits there like, she goes over and grabs his hood and pulls it back. Go ahead and give me a flat D20. Alex, if you know this man, or if Jack knows this man, it'll be higher than 10. If not, then lower.
He doesn't know this man. He rolled a 4.
Okay. What is this person's name?
Verd, I don't know. Verd, Cider Tree. Verd Cider Tree.
It's like a halfling name.
Oh, isn't he a halfling?
No, it's just human.
Oh, okay. I was thinking halfling.
Verd works.
Verd, yeah,
Verd.
Verd. Strong fellow. I don't know. We don't have to come up with the last name if you don't want to.
Yeah, we'll just call him Verd. My name's Verd. Yeah, you see this. His face has been revealed. His features. He's got maybe some darker hair and kind of like a 5 o'clock shadow. Far better than probably either of us could do. A matte click 5 o'clock shadow.
Hell yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And
I love how just everything is a comparison to fucking Provoker's teeth.
it's our
Beautiful.
font of inspiration.
I feel like I need to camera a little bit.
You could say I was almost love struck.
Love you, man. Click. We'll cut that out in post. We'll cut that out in post.
Yeah, sure.
We'll cut it out in quotations.
I was just hired to do this. It was good money. Leave me alone. Like, don't hurt me. Just he's stammering over his words. He doesn't know quite what to say. He is still in fear from the fact that you killed a man right next to him without even hesitating. Just one solid stroke, and this is compatriot has fallen. Please. I don't want to die too. And how are you still alive? That was supposed to weaken you.
My leather armor blocked it, I would say.
Some armor. Emma would walk, kind of face him. Now that he's been kind of revealed. Where were you supposed to meet up? We're back over where we split. We were just gonna regroup, but I'm not sure where he is now.
What did you guys take?
What did I take? I don't even know. It was whatever was in Vault 2-3 side. It's 9, as I say 7 and 9 at the same time.
Vault 2379.
237.
Thank you very much. 239 is what.
Sure, 239.
239. No to that.
English is hard, okay?
Dude, English is hard, bruh.
It was some type of cloth, something. I'm not sure what. They were paying a high price for it. The fact that we're not there already probably means that they're already gone.
Well, we'll just have to come up with a little trade. Do you have any more information that could help us that would perhaps allow me, and I would kind of push my sword towards his throat, and then I would say to let you go.
The other one was a halfling. He mentioned he was at a fight earlier today. That's all I know. Please, we just met up for the job.
You don't know anywhere else that they would even put that
I was
item,
just
whatever it is.
hired. I was just hired for that. I don't know anything about that other halfling, and I don't want to die. I really just don't want to die. And he starts to
How
like
much did they
tear up
pay
now.
you?
It was gonna be 20 gold, but as you can see, we never finished the job.
And I would look at him. You don't remember any of this conversation, and I would gesture. Excuse me, English is hard. With my sword and just point and just go in the opposite direction, kind of
Yeah,
gesture.
as you hold
Just
up your sword, and say you remember none of this. The you see torchlight. The three of you kind of glance and see torchlight coming from where you had all previously come from. Perhaps it's some more soldiers looking out, looking for you all.
then I would actually just push him in that direction. Be like,
He
go.
would kind of look back at you with his hand still up, and as you say go, he would kind of like solemnly sulk that way, in no hurry to get there.
Yeah. And as he does that, I would look to Emma and be like, we need to go.
Much agreed.
We're not dealing with this again. And I would
Let's go.
just immediately take off down like an alley to our left or right, or
For sure.
picturing to our left. But yeah.
Over the course of the next half hour, the two of you were able to get back to Emma's place. Tired and slightly out of breath. More so for Emma, I think, as she still has that arrow in her. She sits down and immediately begins working and trying to dig it out, pushing and moving her flesh in whatever way. She grits her teeth and her eyes are just white as she pulls it out.
For sure. Yeah. And then she's trying to excuse me. Take that out. Sorry, I'm gonna make everyone who watches this yawn. You're welcome. Yeah, as she's trying to pull this out, I would immediately try and like maybe rip out part of like a sleeve off of my shirt and just help not let any blood flow out and just do anything I could to help her with her wound.
She would look at you and thank you.
No problem.
She would look at
I
you.
would say
Are
quietly
you
and
all
just
right?
I would look to like my armor and just look at where I got pierced by that dart. And it hurts a lot more than I'm probably letting on.
Not
But I
sure
would
about.
just kind of give a quick, I'm okay.
All right. You should probably rest up. I'm going to. We can talk more in the morning.
And I would like immediately move over to the door and just make sure it was like locked up. And then from there, I think I would just kind of find a spot to sit down and bandage myself up and get a good nap in.
As you are bandaging yourself up, this that white cat Sven comes up to you and is purring around your leg. It's wanting some loves, but you're too busy healing or tending to yourself.
Get out of here. Pussy, no. Sorry. Fucking worst joke ever.
I think you're going to be the only
Alright.
one who ever laughs at that.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Hey, fucking 8 first try on my hit die. I'll take it. Leave me alone. It was funny to me.
And we can effectively take a like a long rest here.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll take you. Exhaustion rules.
And
Yes.
I think we'll pick that one up in the morning.
Yeah.
A different day for us, a morning for them. Is there
Okay.
as they tend to themselves and get some sleep? Is there thinking? As at least Emma's thinking, I want to figure out who that was. I want to figure out where my stuff's at. she's pissed that she couldn't find him this night, but hopefully tomorrow she will be able to. And
For sure.
yeah, I think that's what we're going to call this session. Just a
Yeah.
quick hour session.
Exactly, dude. I feel like we shouldn't even bother to sign off at this point.
Yeah.
Because we'll just end up like combining them, or people are gonna watch them in a row, and they probably don't want to hear intros
Probably.
every single fucking time. And
My name is
this is when we start. So
my name is Dice Ellington, and have a good night, everyone.
my name is Actual Retard at actualretard@twitter.com, and I'm actually retarded. Thank you very much.
Kill.